This is an unfortunate story with a happy comeback, so stay tuned.
I'm so sorry, honestly. I feel like a failure right now. I feel like I don't even know what to say.
Who you saw there was Harry Garside, Australian lightweight boxer, great athlete, who had a disappointing performance at the Paris Olympics in 2024. Now, that's not his first Olympics. His first Olympics was in Tokyo 2020, where he earned the bronze. And then in Paris, he was eliminated at the 16th round. So, pretty devastated, as you can see. But what can we learn? I want to share with you these lessons so that you don't have to endure what Harry did. So after that performance, he actually left his sport. Now, it was temporarily. He was temporary. He did have a comeback, which is great, but he didn't know that. He thought he might be leaving his sport for good. And there's a few lessons that we can learn from Harry so that if you have a disappointing result, that you don't experience the trauma he did, and that you might be able to be more resilient, recover more quickly, and stay in your sport instead of leaving it and then coming back. So what can we learn? Here's step number 1.
Pure vulnerability and pure honesty only breeds connection, and that's something that I always try and lead from.
I will say, I really find it amazing when athletes, especially high-level athletes in front of cameras for the world to see, are vulnerable and opened and raw. And that is what you saw. That was a disappointing performance. You've probably experienced it. I know that I have, and it sucks, and it's okay for it to suck. And you have to allow yourself to feel that so that you can be resilient, so that you can move through those emotions and get back up. So it is one thing that I think Harry, well, more than one thing, but it is one of the things Harry Garside did then and obviously continues to do. Be vulnerable, be open, be honest with yourself. Now, the unfortunate thing is that it appears from just the little that I know, it appears that Harry was so disappointed that he lost all of the love for his sport. He lost all the fight, metaphorically and physically. And he had to take time off. And let's see what he had to say about that.
Having so long out of the ring, and I stepped away from the sport for the back end of last year. I think over the next 6 months, getting myself back to a good ability, a good standard. And I think just finding your identity outside of the sport. I've done this sport for 20 years. I started as a young boy, and I think I needed to separate myself from Harry the boxer and find out what really means true to me. And for me, boxing has just been the vehicle that I've used for self-exploration and self-growth.
So you see, Harry went through a very common problem that many athletes, definitely athletes that have been in their sport for a long time, go through. And it is having your entire identity wrapped around your sport. And so that when you don't perform, you basically lose your identity. You don't know who you are without being a successful athlete. It is one of the worst mistakes athletes can make. So here's the lesson. You are a person who plays your sport. You are a person who values your sport. You are a person who gets so much from your sport, and you are a person who gives a lot to your sport. You are not your sport. Sport is a role. Being an athlete is a role. And if you can learn this lesson today, you may not have to go through the trials and tribulations other athletes go through when they can't see the difference between them and their sport. It's really important. Not only that, but when you also have healthy identity, that you are yourself with all of your best qualities, and sport is an avenue for you to discover that self, to improve that self, to teach sport something about yourself. Not only will you be able to, again, be everything in addition to just being an athlete, you also have the greatest potential at having the best performances in that sport. Trust me on this, it's really key. And every athlete who walks away and then returns because they know that they are a person who is now participating in this sport. And it is the only way that you can stay in a sport long term.
So dancing's always been something I've been really interested in, and I actually think it's so good for humans to do things they're really bad at and just to get humbled all the time. And I genuinely felt so humbled when I was learning how to dance, and it's something that I've continued on pretty much most this year so far.
Harry Garside is a high-level athlete who obviously needs to devote a lot of time to his sport, a lot of time to his conditioning, and a lot of sacrifices athletes make, a lot of sacrifices and a lot of focus and time devoted. And still, there must be opportunities to explore other things. So Harry's exploring dancing right now, and he's having fun with that. And we want to explore things outside of your sport for two reasons. Number one, it's recovery. It's active recovery, but it's allowing you to recover away so that you can rebuild energy, renew energy to be exerted when you come back in. You cannot be in your sport, in your practice 100% of the time. You will get burnt out. So it's really important to have other interests, other hobbies, other activities to participate in, to just renew some energy, to allow yourself to have a different perspective, to allow yourself to have an identity that's not just tied to your sport. In addition, Harry talked about being humbled. It is so good to participate in things that you're not amazing at. It is so good to participate in things that you're going to learn, that you're going to develop skill sets. It'll teach you qualities, it'll teach you tools that you can bring to your sport, but that humbling piece is really key because it keeps our egos in check. It keeps things in perspective. Next up, lesson number 4.
And then over the next 3 years, I ideally want to win a world title and retire on home soil. So the goal's simple, but it's going to be a long journey to get there. I'm just really excited to feel that passion back, and I feel like a young boy wanting to be at the boxing gym most days, and I feel like I did lose that for a period of time. I'm just grateful to have that back.
Harry Garside is excited now for 2 things. He's excited to achieve certain goals that he has set forth for himself, and it sounds like he's got a 3-year plan. So he has specific goals, and I look at those goals. They're result-oriented, they're outcome-oriented, they're extrinsically motivating. I call them trophy goals. There's that trophy motivation. But he's also talking about how he reignited his love for boxing. It's been a sport that he's been in for 20 years or more, and he's now participating in it as like he was a little kid again. And that is the intrinsic motivation. That's the heart motivation. And we need both in order to sustain our commitment, sustain our motivation, and achieve our best. If we lose that heart and we only have the trophy, we will experience some burnout. Well, it's a very quick way to experiencing some burnout, not necessarily guaranteed, but definitely high probability. And it just becomes this consuming piece. Part of participation is that heart. So it's really important to have both. Let me leave you with a few questions. Question number 1, are you able to be vulnerable, open, honest with yourself? When things are great, celebrate. When things aren't bad, it's okay to feel bad. Perfectly acceptable. You cared, it was important to you, and it's a failure. We all have them. So let those emotions out. 2, do you identify yourself solely as an athlete? If you are, I plead you to work on that a little bit or a lot. Take some time and really understand that you are a person who is learning in your sport. You are a person who is giving to your sport. You are a person who's becoming very self-aware, partially because of the sport. But you are not your sport. You are a person, and the sport is something that you are doing. In addition to that, do you have outside hobbies? Do you have outside activities? Are you exploring new things that you can learn? Gives you time away from your competitive sports so that you can have renewed energy, and also is a little bit humbling so you keep your ego in check. And then number 4, do you have that extrinsic trophy motivation where you have goals, you have outcomes? If you do, great. But you want to make sure that it's balanced with your heart motivation. Loving what you do. You feel effective in it, you feel confident in it, you feel like you belong, and you have choice in it. Make sure that you have both heart and trophy. And if you like these mental toughness moments, well, make sure that you don't miss out on any more. Subscribe to, obviously, this channel. And if you're so inclined, go to my website and opt in for weekly mental toughness moments and a free course on how to embrace pressure. Until next time, have a wonderful rest of your day.